In this video, we're going to bust some FUD on Twitter. Busting FUD should be part of your daily activity. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt, when acted on, will decimate your investment and your trading portfolio. I'll explain how you can do the research for yourself, and also how to prepare and position yourself if the FUD gains momentum. Let's run the numbers. Six days ago, some on-chain data came out about FTX wallets and potential movements of funds. What that article led to was the concept that a big sell-off could be coming. This is increasingly being taken up by crypto Twitter, or X, and we're seeing some really interesting things flowing around. The potential of $200 million per week in sell-side pressure, Solana and Bitcoin would be hit. You can see the author of this tweet quoted that article that I'm talking about. It's being taken up by other influencers. Inside the masterclass, we do deep dives on how to dissect news. And one of the things that we would do when we see an article like this is dig deeper. One thing to note that the FTX bankruptcy case is really complex. There is also the potential that the FTX token or FTX platform will actually reboot itself. But also, the initial reorganization plan suggested it will settle creditor claims in cash as part of the repayment process. Therefore, looking at on-chain and wallet activity is not a bad idea. There's a very important date in bankruptcy proceedings. It's called the customer bar date, and that's the deadline to file a proof of a claim against a debtor in a bankruptcy proceedings. We need to look for that specific date. It's very important, and we can see the customer bar date is the 29th of September, not the 13th, the 29th. This is very important to understand. On the 13th is an omnibus hearing. An omnibus hearing in bankruptcy is a hearing at which the court hears a variety of different matters in the same bankruptcy case. Remember that this is occurring on the 13th. On the 29th is the customer bar date. Due to the complexity of the FTX bankruptcy, we would expect payouts Q2 2024, not now. The vast majority of people will just look at a chart like this and say, oh my goodness, they're going to dump $685 million worth of Solana in a couple of days. This is in fact not the case. This is why always people say do your own research. Before acting on something from an emotional perspective, do it the CTKS Method way. We make sure that we do our own research. We dig into what we're looking at. We make sure that the story, the news headline, of course it could be very sensationalistic, either positive or negative, it doesn't matter. We need to get to the truth. I'll make sure that I leave this link, this URL link, in the description of this video. You have to be very careful of news that gets spread around, because as soon as one person spreads it, another, and all of a sudden you've got a mountain of stress and conflict. But is the source correct? And is the source correct in the way that it needs to be correct? After all, this is all about the 13th. Sell pressure on the 13th of September. We know that the customer bar date, the 29th, is actually the more important date. They can't do anything until they know who they're distributing it to. Just because you see it on Twitter doesn't mean that you should act on it. People can get a lot of views from news like this, but it doesn't mean the news is actually suiting the readers. People always say DYOR, do your own research, but just about nobody does it. Doing your own research is vitally important, or else you'll probably lose a ton of money. Professionals are very specific when it comes to strategies to take advantage of FUD or FOMO. Professionals observe what retail would do and do the opposite. Professionals know it's the smart money institutional buy and sell levels on the Tier 1, Tier 2 and Tier 3 charts that drives the market. It's natural when you get into financial markets to only trade or invest in the charts that you're interested in, but this is a huge mistake. Professionals don't do that. They understand Tier 1, Tier 2 and Tier 3 charts. When we look at the fear, uncertainty and doubt floating around the crypto space, we can see Solana will be quite heavily hit if people act on their fear. Retail uses story-based analysis or SBA to analyze charts. They would see Solana is weakening. They would ascribe the reason to this as the dumping of FTX. As crypto is a really small market and people can panic via fear, we want to take advantage of these long-tail rejections. But how do we do that? We need to know where smart money is buying and selling. The CTKS method is the world's most powerful smart money buy and sell level detection system. And when we pop on the indicator, what do we see? I've drawn up 4 levels of smart money support, and it's important to note these smart money support levels are drawn on Solana's price history from 2020. This is not recent indicative price, which will RIP your money. We can see already we've got a smart money buy level at 1939. This has been holding price reasonably well. If we fall down, the next smart money buy area is at 1883. The next one below 1847. The next one below that is 1812, and below that 1703. Please let me know in the comments, do you think retail will panic and panic sell? One thing that I've also done here, you might notice, if Solana does come down to this 1703 level, it's a 12.23% drop, but it's a near 14% increase if it just comes back to the price that it dropped from. This is how we get on the right side of the percentage. Please also let me know, are you leaning in or leaning out of Solana at this stage? If you're trading or investing in Solana, it's very important to look at the Tier 1 total crypto market cap chart. And what I'm going to do is to throw on the smart money institutional buy and sell levels through the indicator. These levels have been marked up since 2014. What do we notice? Total crypto market cap has fallen below 2 once buy levels, now have turned to sell levels. And this one is reasonably strong at that $1.026 trillion mark. Total crypto market cap is trying to get above, but it's showing a degree of weakness. If total crypto market cap comes down to this 1.019 trillion, every single crypto in the crypto market will be impacted by that in a negative direction, including Solana. If I zoom in on Solana from exactly the same time frame, we can see Solana has lost its smart money buy area. That level was holding it up at 1938. The FUD is starting to circulate around the crypto market. But always remember, Solana's chart depends on 2 other charts, primarily total crypto market cap and Bitcoin. We can see total crypto market cap is coming down at the current time. We must also look at Bitcoin. No alt can escape Bitcoin's gravity. When we pop on our CTKS indicator, which shows us the smart money institutional buy levels and sell levels on Bitcoin since 2009, we can see up around the 26,293 mark. There's a substantial area of sell resistance. We came up to here and we were rejected. This is how powerful these lines are. They give you such an insight into where the ceilings and floors are inside price action. Now coming down to the million-dollar question, where is the floor? It's approximately this 25,362 level. Right now, Bitcoin is 25,876. To seek to estimate what could happen to Solana, we need to look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin came down about 1.6% from this upper resistance line that proved to be very strong. We saw a similar line, and we saw Solana come down 3.59%. That's a ratio of Solana to Bitcoin at 2.24375. If Bitcoin comes down to that next structural buy level, it's about 1.98% away, which means that Solana would fall 4.44% on average. This would mean if Bitcoin simply retraces to that lower smart money buy area, we would expect Solana to reach approximately 1852. That's just on a normal SL to SL or Stanfield level to Stanfield level wave. But we could see, in fact, Solana coming down a little bit more to test this structural buy area. That's an important thing. This is just if the market fluctuates in terms of what it's doing with Bitcoin. It's not putting anything in if people get scared with Solana. This is just a natural movement. If you would like to see the lower levels on Solana, just simply pop across to ctksmethod.org and you can get the Solana indicator there and 26 other ones. Professional traders and investors understand Rule 446. All markets and therefore charts are intercorrelated and interdependent. This makes it imperative to look at the Tier 1, Tier 2 and Tier 3 charts. Tier 1 charts are the engine of financial markets globally, and it's when you look at them you must understand where the smart money levels are. And that's exactly what the CTKS method does. Also, you want to understand where the three-dimensional risk management paths are, the structure of price, and gaining the market's pulse and using price as reality, not any stories. Have a great day or night ahead, my friends, and Kate and I look forward to catching up with you again tomorrow. Bye for now.